Hey Tankers, what is up? This is Alexbuildit, and today I have two games that were very, very close, along with some information you may never have known about Supremacy. Now these games aren't good because I did good, but because of what happens in them close to the end. They're real cliffhanger endings. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm playing on a Mac. The mode is Supremacy, and in a game like this, you want to try to automatically go for the capture points that are closest to you, and then go to the one that is closest to the one that is closest to you. And if failing that, you want to go to the one that your team is best adept to. Like if it's far away, medium tanks. If it's close up in a town setting, medium tanks won't work as well as heavy tanks that can side scrape. So in this situation, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the closest one, get that captured, and I'm trying to get people to go to the next closest one. I'm looking at all the medium tanks they have, and traditionally medium tanks end up going on the left, like they already are, but so I figured there'd probably be almost no resistance on our right. As long as we have two of the capture points, we already have an advantage. Oh, there's a FV215B. I go ahead and switch to high explosive anti-tank. I get a really bad shot, but as soon as the base is captured, I no longer have to remain on the cap, so I just back up out of cover, get the gun reloading, and look for my next shot. Looks like there's a T-54. Seeing if I have a shot. Boy, reload fast enough. Don't want to waste a shot, and it looks like he got behind cover, so I'm just going to let that pass for now. Well, we got a 183, not cool. He's aiming right at me. He may have already fired, it looks like, and he got down before I really had a good shot. In an E100, you really have to make every shot count. I was looking at my teammate. He encountered some trouble. E75 should be an easy shot. What the heck? That shot just disappeared. Not doing so hot right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and back up again, get the big old gun reloaded. Look at my right, look at my left. Situational awareness, very, very important. On my left turn, E75, easy shot into the side, 619, but I was not able to angle myself fast enough, and it looks like the Conqueror got a really nice shot into my side. Pushing up around the corner, I'm going to get this shot in this E75 regardless. Aim up, looks like he's going to. He got a shot right through my tracks. My track drive, I should say. I got a big old shell into him. I'm going to back up. Hopefully someone else will finish him off. That way I can make the most of my alpha. Someone did, and we got a this six-pack jacket, another well-known former. Very nice to meet you. Hello, and I get a shot into him. 697 damage, very decent. He gets hit again, and at this point I am almost dead. I have not done so well. I've just gotten a few shots in. I go ahead and set up a nice angle, and he shoots me through my drive wheel. Very nicely done. I got outplayed, but now we're going to take a look. It is 3-4. We have 3 of the base caps, and they have one of them right now, so we're getting a lot more points than they have right now. We take out a tank. It is now 3 versus 3. This IS-4 is trying to knock out this T-54 any second. The T-54 is starting to aim at him. The IS-4, for some reason, doesn't knock him out, and my teammate, Tiger52 manages to take care of that. The game is now 2v2, and just go ahead and take a look at the points. 738 versus 460-ish. And really what we need to do is we need to hide and let these points pile up before we engage. He takes a shot, and this is part where I really wish he had backed up because he's in the open, and I'm afraid they'll spot him and the 183 will nuke him. But nothing's happening so far. The IS-4 is staying relatively safe. The Griffith team doesn't appear to be spotted, and the enemy decided to go ahead and capture a base, which is fine, because even if they're both captured, we're both earning points, and we're way closer to the end than they are. And really, this is just falling into our hands. If they had pushed up right now and got both of these guys, that would have been the end of us. But they wasted a little bit of time. 183 looking for a shot with his amazing grill. IS-4 took a big whopping hit. Waiting for it. Don't die. He gets a great shot into the 183, and it's time to back up. Oh, and he takes almost a life-ending shot. 937 damage, making him a one-shot. Look at the points. It is 936. If the IS-4 stays alive just long enough, we may have this in the bag. He takes a big hit with high explosive, but it wasn't enough to finish him off. 14 HP. Don't die. And he's down. We have 935 points. The 183 is pushing up. The girl's looking for a shot. He really needs to get this shot. Maybe on the top hatch of the 183. He gets unspotted. He needs to move up just a little bit to get him respotted. Looks for the shot. 977 points. The game is almost finished. He gets the kill shot. 1,000 points, but then tragedy right behind him. And out of nowhere, the 140 nukes him, and we've lost. Great game. Or wait, have we lost? Something you may or may not have known about Supremacy, unlike random modes where the base is captured, you can still win. The second you reach 1,000 points of Supremacy, you automatically win. Cliffhanger ending, we actually won, even though all 7 tanks on our team were destroyed. Well, if you thought that was a cliffhanger, wait till you see the end of this match. So, I'm in an E100, and I'm again platooning with Tiger 52 underscore 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 52, and we are just going to go ahead and fight on another Supremacy game mode. And I really actually do enjoy Supremacy. I'm actually going to put out a guide for it a little later on. I don't think people should automatically turn it off. It does really vary things up a bit, and I really enjoy variety, especially in a mobile game like this. It offers so much more than a lot of other mobile games out there. We're just going to go ahead and push up to the hill. I think the Grill, my teammate, is going to go ahead and cover me in the valley. Looking at their team, they shouldn't have too much trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and stay with AP for the moment to kind of figure out what's going on. Pushing up around the corner. I don't usually like pushing the hill. I like pushing to the left over here. I was considering pushing up until the T-62 decided to spot for me. Nice of him. Well, maybe not even intentionally. He's trying to get to the town, but one way or the other, he'll take the shots, and I'll see who shot at him. Kind of looking around. Who will be the first to spot? I consider moving forward and like, nope, never mind, as soon as I spot someone. I'm looking at AP right at this guy. I'm looking for a good shot, not just some random shot. I really want to make sure this goes through. And lo and behold, I switched to high explosive. I see an even better shot with a great 872 damage roll with high explosive on that Grill. I did end up taking a shot, and 2 shots almost hit me, but because I did that, I kind of scared the Grill away, at least for the moment. And I'm taking shot from an unspotted IS-7, and a Yag Tiger popped out of nowhere. Heat time, take a good shot. Gets 600 damage almost into him. He gets a shot into me, but his gun only does 400 damage per shot, and I'm going to easily damage him if it becomes a trading shot battle. Pulling up around the corner, looking for the IS-7. He does not seem to be figuring out what's going on. I really want a great shot. I let it zoom in all the way and fire the second it's set. Hopefully that hit him, but I'm thinking it probably ricocheted. Yeah, it did. And we're going to go ahead and back up. The Yag Tiger's pushing up a little bit. There seems to be no shot on the Yag Tiger in this current spot, so I'm going ahead and pull out just a little bit. Yag Panzer's getting a little bit ambitious. Looking for a shot, looking for a shot. I get a great shot into his lower glacis. In a match like this, you can really see the importance of Peekaboom. If I had stayed out, I would have gotten absolutely drilled and probably killed. And target prioritization is actually very important in this scenario too. Like in that very first shot, I took what I could take the most damage off, even if it did make me exposed for just a little bit. I got that first shot against the Grill. I also had shot at the IS-7, which was a little bit heavily armored in a bad position to hit, and the Yag Panzer, but I decided to take the Grill over the Yag Panzer because I could do more damage. I knock out the Yag Panzer E100, the Yag Tiger bounces a shot off my angled hull. It's all about that angles with the E100, working on a guide for that right now too. For Supremacy and E100 will probably be my next videos, depending on what goes on. High Explosive, accidentally, I switched to High Explosive Anti-Tank, though I really didn't need that, and I got a very nice 700 whopping damage. Back up, fire, retreat. Back up, fire, retreat. Name of the game. Looking at the IS-7, he's showing his lower glacis. Can I get a great shot at that? Maybe. Kind of hard to tell, but the Yag Tiger also got a decent shot on me. They keep shooting through my drive wheel, which means I need to be shaking my hull a little bit more to either hit the angle glacis or the side, or not the drive wheel, it'll go right through. High Explosive Anti-Tank, I'm not sure what happened to that shell. I'm not sure that he bounced it, but I'm pretty sure that would have been the end of him if it had actually hit. We've already captured one base, we've been stockpiling points for a while, and not much has been happening on the left side of the map. An enemy is capturing the base, and it looks like it might be that one Grill I scared off. We haven't seen that tank ever since. There's a Yag Tiger, great shot with High Explosive Anti-Tank, and that's the end of that tank, and my teammate already knocked out another tank. I decide to push on up. I'm just going to go ahead and risk it, considering that 2 of the 3 tanks that were in my direct area that could shoot at me are now dead. Looking for the shot of the 100, and I'm spotted, but by whom? Kind of looking around, see what's going on. And what happens on my left? I'm getting shot by T-62. Not the greatest thing that's ever happened, but that E100 is going to get pushed and killed by that Leopard prototype. Very nice job on his part. The Grill 15 that flanked around seems to be doing a great job on his part too. He knocked out one of our teammates, making it a 3 versus 2. I am a little bit and got a great 620 damage shot into him. That's 62A killed the tank that was supporting me on this flank. I ricochet a shot after my nice angled side, and we're just going to go ahead and push up and try to knock out the T-62A. I have to be a little bit careful. There's a Grill behind our Grill, and we want to make sure that he does not die. I really cannot even take one hit from a Grill 15 at the moment. T-62 pops up. He gets a shot into me, unfortunately, but I finish off the T-62A. Okay, now we just have to hope that my teammate stays alive. We have done absolutely phenomenally so far in this match. And unfortunately, tragedy, the Grill 15 is spotted, and it gets a shot into my teammate right off the bat. Looks like they're not trading high explosive shots at the moment. I'm looking at my growth. That's a mistake I made, was that I went past one of the capture points in Supremacy. Whenever you have the chance and you're all alone, you really should get those capture points captured. That way you just get the points going. They get shots into each other. One's 531 health points and the other one's 521 health points. I'm hoping my Grill 15 can manage to outdamage him, but he dies, and now it's 1v1, and we're both one-shots. I see which direction he seems to be heading, so I'm just going to go ahead and set up kind of an ambush. If I was thinking a little bit harder, I would have used that embankment on my left, but instead I decided to use this house, and that's kind of an issue. Now, one thing that may have happened is that he decided to flank around my other side, on my left, but it looks more likely that he's going to come around on my right. Now I kind of freak out right here and make a mistake. If he comes up the hill, I can get shots. If he comes around the front, I can get shots. But if he comes around my behind, it's not going to work. We're both one-shots, and this is actually a really tense situation. I set up a little bit of a side scrape, and I'm hoping and praying that the points accumulate fast enough that I can actually secure a victory. Just by the points like last match. I get spotted, it's time to back up. I do not like where I am whatsoever, and I ricochet a shot, thankfully, off my very angled front. Now right here is where I make a very bad mistake. I should have retreated far back enough where I could reset my camo. Instead I push up. This is kind of a how not to do it. I'm aiming my front. He misses a shot right in front of me. So that's already 2 shots that could have potentially been my last. And I managed to survive the first one by a ricochet and the second one by terrain. I'm just looking for that shot. I really don't want to die. If I back up too much, he can get shots at me that way. If I move up too forward, he can get shots at me that way. And you'll notice my biggest mistake right here. When I pause the video, what is my mistake? I was using freaking high explosive instead of armor piercing or high explosive anti-tank. And usually that would have worked, but it hit his wheel, and he is obviously going to outdamage me. My only chance to live is to get a ram or hope that he ricochets off me. I come in at an angle, coming forward, and he's obviously going to reload before I am. I should have angled my chart a little more, and that was the enemy. That is how you don't do it. Don't noob out like I did and use high explosive and armor piercing will get the kill. I ruined an amazing game. Me and my teammate did 10,000 damage. And I ruined it all by one mistake. Great games, Tiger 52, and some really fun cliffhangers. If nothing else, I hope you learned a little bit about Supremacy, and how if you reach 1,000 points, you automatically win, even if your last tank is knocked out. And remembering to not use high explosive on a kill, that when a armor piercing or premium round would do the trick just as well. Thanks for watching, Tankers. If you could like this video, consider like, commenting, and subscribing. Alexbuildit out. Blitz on, Tankers.